Oh boy. You know, every day I start my day with a cup of Joe, right? In New England, we have iced coffee. That's right. So here I am, starting my day with some iced coffee and a cinnamon chip scone from a place called Heavenly Donuts, because they're heavenly. All right, welcome to the channel. He, she, they, them, va, fangul, ladies and gents. How's it going, everybody? Everything good? Yeah? All right, well, today, as I take the journey to the coal mine, I don't want to crash my car here. There we go. Whee! Bye. All right. We're going to have a little discussion about let me close my windows, about the Roland TR1000 again. Now, I know this is a subject that, a lot of people are very touchy about, and I keep seeing people saying, it's worth every penny. God damn it. Stop complaining. But I'm going to be honest with you. If you got the money and you want to spend it on things like the Roland TR1000, because Roland hasn't come out with an analog drum machine in a long time, then do it, right? I mean, I don't care what you do with your money, okay? I don't care if you spend it on hookers and cocaine, all right? I don't care. But I'm not gonna do that. I've been down that road. Yeah, back in the 80s, that was my heyday. Been clean and sober for almost 40 years now. But anyway, so, tell you, like, I look at the situation and I look at the videos and I say to myself, why are these people so bent on saying this is the greatest drum machine that was ever created? It's worth every penny. This is, the Roland finally came out with a professional machine. It's so professional. And it's just, I don't know, I just get really fucking pissed off about that. And I know I've said it before, and I know Samurai has said it, and other people, it's not just the renegades that say this shit. But hasn't Roland come out with a lot of professional machines? Right? I mean, come on. Isn't the TR8S and the TR8 or the TR808 or the TR909, or isn't the Phantom, and come on, guys. Budget machines like the boutique series weren't. Those weren't professional. Professionals used them, right, to make music. Am I wrong? Or is it just, those just designed for the bedroom musician? That's what they used to call us, the bedroom musicians, little bedroom studios. You have a little bedroom studio, right? You weren't professional if you had a bedroom studio. Well, let me tell you something. People are making professional records on their fucking cell phones now. And they're putting music out, and people are buying it. You got the big hoo-has that, the people out there that, like your Taylor Swifts, and they go into the big studios, the big recording studios, the multi-million-dollar studios that are fucking dinosaurs. Still got great gear in them, but the only people they're producing are Taylor Swifts and the people who have mad money, right? And getting mad backing in their studios, right? So they're the ones that are coming, they're going into the multi-million-dollar recording studio, and they're putting out these top 100 albums because that's what the professional musician does, right? Well, let me tell you, there's a lot of people out there that are putting albums out. I know a guy that put an entire album out. You wouldn't even know that he put it out, and he made it all on his goddamn cell phone. Okay? All on an iPhone. right? You wouldn't even know the difference. And now we're dealing with fucking AI, okay? Which I think, I have no words for AI. I use AI for certain things, but not for making music. I refuse to. I did it once as a joke at the Ketchup Kumite, and I told everybody that I did it with AI. I did it with, Suno. Isn't that what it's called? Suno, sacrilege. That's what it should be called, fucking sacrilege. Yeah, you go ahead. You don't have the fucking light, but you go ahead. What the hell, why not? Oh, you got a blue plate. Blue plates in Massachusetts means that you're an official. Fuck out of here. Anyway, so it just pisses me off that, Samurai posted the video of, Jack and the rep from Roland. He said, what is it, 27 times? He said it's professional, the TR1000. It's a professional machine. Professional. Why? Because it's silver. It's made out of metal. Is that professional? Is that what that means? Professional's made out of metal. It's funny. I remember TB303s were plastic, right? All plastic, right? And who used them? Professional producers. Right? Listen, professional producers, people who made big time albums in the Detroit fucking acid scene, right? Those are your professional producers. Okay? That's what that was, right? Right? And they were plastic. Okay. So I'm not quite getting it, and I've watched a bunch of videos this morning as I was having my coffee about the TR1000 and the skeptics, and then you had the shills. You had the people that were like, "Oh, this is the best drum machine in the goddamn world." No, I'm not buying into it. I know some people have got their hands on them and seen them in some music stores. You ain't gonna see one in my music store. Garage Center, they never have anything like that cool. It's rare. Maybe they will, I don't know. I haven't been there in a while. But I just don't get it. And do I want one? No. I wanted a Moog Muse. I kept saying price was outrageous. And I finally pulled the trigger on it because I was like, hey man, this is a killer synthesizer. I was looking at that, and I was looking at the PB12. And the PB12 wasn't cutting it for me. And I love Arturia stuff. I own a bunch of Arturia stuff. And I bought a Muse, and I love it. I bought a Moog Messenger, and I love it. Right? So, when it comes to, it's a flagship fucking synth that I have in my studio. I have another flagship synth, which some people hate. I know the Machines One hates the Matrix Brew. I don't know why. I don't know why people hate the Matrix Brew. It's an amazing synthesizer, right? So I call that's another flagship synth that I have in my arsenal, right? I've got an Osmos. I spent $1,700. Listen, I spent $1,700 brand new on an Osmos, right? An Expressive E Osmos that I have to say is probably one of the coolest keyboards I have in my studio because of what it can do. There's a sound engine suck. Everybody says, "Oh, the sounds in the Osmos are horrible. They suck." I don't think they suck. I'm being honest with you. They're made for a specific use. I put them through effects, and they sound anything. You put anything through effects, and it sounds amazing. That's another thing. I'm tired of people going, "Well, the sound engine in this thing is a piece of shit. They should have done this, and they should have done that." Well, they didn't. And everybody uses effects, whether it's guitar pedals, whether it's VSTs, whether it's outboard gear, 19-inch racks, right? You're always putting your shit through effects. Sorry, right? And I just think that everybody that doesn't do that or says they don't do that, I don't believe them. I think they're full of shit. I've got some synthesizers that I don't put through effects because they sound that good. That certain patch sounds that good by itself. Yeah. I have an LM drum. I have a Behringer LM drum, and I just got the Behringer Monopoly. And I gotta tell you, since Samurai has been raving about that thing, and I always wanted one. When I first saw it come out, I said to my friend Manny, I was like, Manny, I gotta buy this thing. It's got 4 voices, it's beautiful, it sounds amazing, and I never pulled the trigger on it. I don't know why. Well, I did, I bought it. I sold 3 synthesizers, like I said before, and I bought it. And I'm running that through a couple of pedals right now. I'm gonna do a demo on that. I did do my first demo with it, running it through some VSTs. It still sounds freaking ridiculous running through VSTs. It's a great synth, Behringer, man. I get shit for liking Behringer gear. There's a couple of people like, you know, Hans Volt hates Behringer, right? That's fine. Hans has got a unique collection of synths. They're beautiful. Hans's music is amazing. You know, the Machines one, I know he's a couple of Behringer pieces, but you know, he sold a couple. He's not really a Behringer fan, but he's got a couple. There's a lot of people that hate Behringer. I hate their politics. I don't like Uli Behringer's a scumbag. This is what people say, and I'm like, do you know the guy? Have you met him? You know who he is? You sat down with him and talked to him. I haven't. So how do I know he's a scumbag? Oh, well, the things that he said, and, you know, he's a racist. Everybody's a goddamn racist nowadays. A racist, you're a Nazi. Everybody, you know, you can't, you say anything that goes against the grain, you're a racist or a Nazi. First of all, you need to learn what those words mean, and they're pretty powerful fucking words. So before you go calling somebody something like that, listen, I know a couple of racists, and let me tell you, they are full-blown racists. Are they Nazis? I don't know. Nazi Germany did some horrible things to people. So I don't know, but I can tell you these guys are racist, and they're not nice people. And I don't hang with them, I don't associate with them, I don't talk to them. But anyways, I digress. So getting back to the subject at hand. You know, to each his own. Whatever piece of gear that you buy, that you love, that you make music with, you know, I know people that use Casio keyboards that have been modified that sound unbelievable. You know, picked them up at a flea market for like $10, had somebody modify that, or they modified it themselves, and they sound incredible. So I'm not saying you shouldn't buy the goddamn drum machine. You know? I'm not saying that. If you get the money and you want to do it, do it. But if you don't have the money and you buy one, and you know, you're drum machine rich, it's like when people go, oh, I gotta buy a Porsche, man, I gotta have it, I gotta get that Porsche. And they live in a fucking 2x4 apartment, but they gotta have that Porsche. You know, whatever, man. Whatever floats your noodles. You know? I don't believe in that shit. You know, I bought a Moog Muse because I could afford to. And I'm not being braggadocious. You know, I put it on a fucking Sweetwater card, and I paid it off. You know? But I mean, if I couldn't do that, I wouldn't have done that, because that would be stupid. But, you know, I know people that looked at that drum machine and said, wow, this is amazing, it's cool, price is too expensive. I'm one of those guys. If that drum machine was $1,500, I don't know, maybe I'd buy one. but I'm not spending $2,700, and in some places it's $3,000. $2,700 for a drum machine. I said it before, I'm saying it again. Even $1,500's too much. God damn, I paid what? For my TR8S when it came out, my TR8, the TR8 I paid $599 when it first came out. The TR8S I paid $799 when it came out. Brand new. That was a lot of money to me. But it was worth it because I think those drum machines are great. I bought a Drum Brute Impact, $299. Woo! Can't go wrong with that. It's all analog. And it's got an FM synth in it. You know? To each his own. Again, do you want to be, what is it? Drum machine rich and house poor? Go for it. You know, if you're not married and you don't have any kids, if that's what you want to do it. If you're married and you got kids and you got bills up the wazoo and a mortgage, don't be stupid. Okay? Buy a VST, they're like $100. Do the same thing. Sounds the same if you close your eyes. Nobody can tell the difference anymore. Technology has taken a toll on sound, and again, I would never use AI for music. Please. Don't use AI for music and say it's you, because that just sucks, man. To the musician who struggles, if you use AI as a tool, like I forget what that rapper's name is, he's lost his voice, and he's using AI to spit his lyrics out. He's still writing his lyrics. He's still making his beats. That's a tool, you know. But if you're using it to compose complete fucking pieces of music, shame on you. You know? That's me. That's how I feel. I've been a musician all my life, and I just don't think that that's right. But anyway. Well, listen. I'm almost near the coal mine. I got to get some coal dust on me today. It's going to be a glorious day. It's going to be a great day. I had a bad day yesterday because I had a bad attitude. It happens. But it's going to be a great day. And like I always say to you fellas, ladies and gents, he, she, they, them, va, fungul, I always say, stay frosty, stay creative, watch your six, and remember, be kind to each other, be good to each other. You know, there's a lot of hate in the world. And, I don't know, spread some love, spread some peace. Peace out. I can't turn it off.